I hope I spelled the words right.
And it is me who takes it away this time, because we're running Changeling the Dreaming, the Dustbowl Blues. It's been a while, but we're back at it. And so I'm going to do my best to recap a couple of dozen sessions for those of you who don't remember. You do have 3 separate RPG notebooks, so it's a lot to look through.
Chad, is audio coming in?
Nope. Did somebody tell you your audio's not going through?
Yep. Thank you, Blix. I'm boomering. Okay. God damn it. I don't know why OBS does that. I haven't unplugged the fucking microphone, but it just decides to default to fucking something else. Even though I have Yeti microphones. Never mind. Anyway, so I don't just have 3 notebooks. I have 1 notebook for my D&D West Marches campaign. I have another notebook for Fabula Ultima, which is a fantastic RPG that 100% deserves more players. You should look it up. I have a 3rd notebook for where I just keep like extra shit for like blank graph paper, blank character sheets, stuff that I might need. And honestly, I'm kind of thinking about getting a 4th notebook specifically for active character sheets, just so I can find the bitch when I need to.
I just have a manila folder.
So as a general summary,
I used to have manila folders. They don't work too well. I mean, they work, but like they damage shit. Sorry, Josh. Go.
It's the early 30s. We're in the city, the fictional city in the Panhandle, smack dab in the middle of the Dust Bowl, known as Crucifixion, Texas, where the Motley has been tasked with finding a dreamer of whom they have only been told is known as one of the Seeds of Apollo, who will help with a great work that will benefit the Changelings in the future. They've been given an item that will kind of help them try to parse out who it might be. They haven't found them yet, but they're still searching. But it turns out, in that search, that the city of Crucifixion has a whole lot of problems, of which it is not limited to a current attempt to depopulate the city in order for a series of oil drills to be set up, as well as the influx of the Ku Klux Klan, environmental degradation, and we'll see what else we can throw on top of that is historically accurate to the time period.
Which, can I just say, I've never understood that white people going, yeah, this place has a lot of POCs in it. I guess this belongs to us now. We should really get rid of all those POCs. How's that fucking trick? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. To leave off where your characters specifically were, we had half of the Motley, comprising of Mon Jarson.
I just remember, yeah.
Well, what was that?
I said I just remembered where we were.
Yeah, Mon Jarson, Paul Tinkerton, and I don't know why I always have a hard time remembering Kyle's character's name. Gilbert Boyle.
Kudar.
I remember his changeling name, but I can't remember the human name, and I don't know why. Yeah, but Gilbert Boyle are currently in the near dreaming as they are traveling along a trod attempting to get back to the Freehold in San Antonio in an attempt to find somebody who can potentially help them generate water to benefit the city of Crucifixion, as none of them currently have the capabilities to do so. In addition to that, they were trying to use a piece of the... What's the fire called? It's not just called a bonfire, right? It's been a while.
It's either isn't Balefire werewolf?
It might be.
I'm pretty sure
Basically,
Balefire is like the flames of the worm. It could also be a Balefire in Changeling. It has been a while. So we're sorry. We have to do better than this, Josh. We are like the only people on Earth that stream Changeling anymore.
It is a Balefire.
Okay. Well, then all Changelings are evil. Confirmed.
Yeah, so they need a balefire if they want to establish a freehold, and the only way to start another freehold is by taking a balefire from an old freehold that's still active, of which whether you can call the freehold in San Antonio active is a bit debatable at this point. But if they want to get glamour back from the environment, they're going to have to establish a freehold, which is part of the mission, which they've set towards themselves. They've had a few encounters while in the near dreaming, while Jaz's character, Weird Liam, and Melinda Slua decided to stay back and see how things are unfolding in town.
Oh yeah, that's right. I really needed her. I don't know if she's coming back. Well, this is gonna be fun.
So the last thing we left off was that the
You could try
Motley.
and ask, like, zombify her character. I don't know if you'll want that. Yeah.
The Motley currently in traveling along the Trod were told by the Dreaming's rendition of Famine, who turns out has a bit of a hold upon crucifixion, at least in the Dreaming or the near Dreaming.
Also, HTG, thank you for gifting a sub to Anna E.
Ooh.
She's busy playing Monster Camp, so
She has her priorities.
She's not
straight.
really here.
She's really busy at the moment. Yeah, she couldn't join us.
Also, how's it going, Mazzy?
It's good to have you though here, Annie. Yeah.
yeah.
You can use my face to your heart's content. Mine and Charlie's face.
Yes, the Motley is actually technically stuck on the other side, as it turns out the means of activating the Trod on the other side have closed itself off after they entered it through rather unconventional means, has dried up, and so they need to get to San Antonio's freehold by following the river, of which they encountered a group of buffalo or bison who seem to have been made out of cloud, and Mon Jarson is currently attempting to feast upon one of them with his bare teeth.
What do you mean attempting? I thought I did.
Yeah, you did. You bit into one as you tasted the dream flesh. It slowly starts dissipating into a cloud and disappearing.
Dude, Dream
Candy.
Flash. That would be the best power metal band name ever.
It sounds like what was God? What's his name? The dude who used to play I can't remember. The guy who with the other half of Demons and Wizard who isn't Hansi Kirsch.
Oh, fuck, man. Nobody knows that. It's the drummer from Iced Earth, isn't it?
The
can't remember
guitarist
which
who's currently serving time in a federal prison for something that happened 2 years ago.
Iced Earth has an interesting backstory.
Yeah, there we go. I was thinking of the guy from Iced Earth, but he's also in the band Dream Evil, I think. The Dream Flesh makes me think of both Dream Theater and Dream Evil.
That's
Perhaps combined with the band Godflesh.
I'm sorry, Tom. I don't think anybody heard what you said.
Dream Theater. That's a name I haven't heard in many years.
But yes. So what are you doing, Mon Jarson, as the Dream Flesh seems to slip away through your teeth?
We got harder bite.
Did I at least get somewhat satiated from that meal?
I will say yes, but not as much as you would have hoped. You being from the past, remember what actual bison flesh tasted like, and this is like this isn't just the taste of bison flesh on your mouth. It is the dream of the people that remember it, and so it's not even it's not even just the taste of what it actually tastes like, but the ideal of what it tastes like, if that makes sense.
The vegan version of it. Yeah.
So it's essentially what you guys keep describing Steak and Shake to be?
Yes. Yeah, on the other side of the dreaming, it is not just Steak and Shake on the other side, but the dream of Steak and Shake. Which is more than the physical reality of what it is, much like Plato's idea of reality being a shadow of truer ideals, or however he wanted to put it.
I thought it was something about how that man is just a featherless, flightless chicken.
You're thinking of Diogenes.
Wasn't that Plato?
That was Diogenes' alleged reaction to Plato's philosophy or his description of man as a featherless biped.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he walk in on one of Plato's like lectures holding up a defeathered chicken?
Yeah, and he said, "Behold." Allegedly, he said, "Behold a man."
Behold, Plato's man.
Yeah.
All right, as the dream flesh pulls away from you, what is your next course of action?
To fall to my knees in despair.
Yeah, the herd of bison seem to be running away, almost kind of charging up into the sky as they start to disappear. What do you does Mon Jarston have a specific memory when he thinks of the taste of bison?
Probably one of those nights. Being able to watch the sunset. Just got the campfire going. Got a nice piece of meat right over the flames. Nice pot of beans underneath it.
Taking in all that beautiful bison drippings.
Yeah.
So,
Did the bison say bison? I was going to say, did the bison say bison while it was floating off in the clouds?
what was that?
Did the bison? I was going to say bad dad joke. Did
No.
the bison say bye to Tom
Oh.
on their way up to the clouds?
You can imagine it, Adam. You're on the other side of the dreaming. You see not Paul. Paul sees Mon Jarston fall to his knees. As that combination of both joy and sadness is kind of on his face. As that fresh blood is still on his mouth.
See, that's their nostalgia. You know, it chase after it, but never get to it. Yeah.
But for a brief moment, he tasted it.
Yep, a very brief moment it tasted it.
But as Mon Jarston is stuck in his reverie of the old days when the bison still galloped across the Great Plains. Adam, why don't you give me one of them their perception awareness checks?
Okay, after she there, perception. Where? Wait, is alertness or?
Yes, awareness. Or alertness, not awareness, my bad.
Yeah, I'm like, yes. To organize my dice. That's not, yeah. Yeah. I got 2 successes.
As the herd of cloud bison seem to charge off into the distance, you kind of make out what seem to be more figures in the back, kind of vaguely going like this to you, as Mon Jarston is kind of stuck in that dream of bison meat out on the plains, their drippings pouring into the beans, just kind of at the edge of your sight.
I try to like look closer at the beans.
No, you don't see the beans. That's in Mon Jarston's head.
Okay. I look at John Martin Justin's head. No.
I don't think you're far enough into the dreaming where you can dream of beans and the beans appear.
I can't have lucid dreams in the dreaming. Yeah.
You can. You just need to get to the deep dreaming, and then the things you start thinking out just start becoming things.
That sounds frightening.
Oh.
Hey, if you want a magic item, that's all you got to do.
It only works in the dreaming, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's going to involve a couple of rolls, and things might go horribly wrong. But that is how the rules of the game describe one means of creating magic items, such as your pistol.
My pistol.
And my screwdriver.
So what are you doing? What are you doing, Adam?
I'm gonna just wait for Mondrason to finish his, I don't know, his breakdown, and then wait for him to get up and be on our merry way, our unmerry way.
All right, Monjarson, as you exit the reverie of your memories, why didn't you also give me a perception alertness?
Perception alertness. I am good with those things.
But all my dots and wits and intelligence, it doesn't work for me. So good luck.
I got 4 successes.
Nice.
4 successes. So even better than Paul Tinkerton, as you kind of come out of your reverie. You can hear shouting in the distance as you look towards one edge of the horizon. You see what appear to be 2 figures kind of waving their arms and running towards you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I see 2 figures waving their arms and running at me.
Mm-hmm.
Stand your ground, Law.
Standing my ground.
Oh my god.
Many jokes can be made.
Do the figures look friendly? Yeah. Or
What do these figures look like besides waving their arms?
I will say desperate.
did they have you here too, Daestra?
Are you just kind of just watching them, waiting for them to get closer?
Yeah, with my hand hovering over one of my pistols. Just in case.
How many dots of intelligence do the 2 of you have?
I'm not a clever man.
Is it greater than 1?
4 in mine. For
No,
Paul.
What does Monjarson have?
I have 1.
You only got 1?
I'm street smart, not so much book smart. I'm not a clever man.
All right. I think that's the first time I've seen the 1 dot. Okay. In general, Chaz, if I'm not mistaken, usually the 1 dot in intelligence represents at least like 1 language.
I thought it was academics that dictated language, although I might be thinking of vampire.
I know you can take a beat for it, but 4 dots of intelligence, Adam, living in Texas, you probably know Spanish, which is what it seems these people are yelling at you.
Yeah.
And Monjarson, you being a bandito from Texas from a different time, you probably recognize what Spanish sounds like, even if you don't understand it.
Also, hey, Daestra, how's it going?
What is it, y'all? You know what they're saying?
Can I hear what they're saying yet, or they're still like off in the distance?
They're getting closer, and as they're getting closer, you can tell that one of them is like an older man, probably past his 40s, while one of them looks to be in his early 20s. They're wearing some kind of uniform that's very clearly torn up very badly. They have the light complexion of a like a lighter skinned Hispanic person.
So more central.
And, yeah, and do you have academics, Adam?
Academics and engineering, yeah.
Do you have any kind of like language or linguistics on your character sheet?
I don't believe. No.
All right, we'll default to you can give me intelligence academics, and your specialty is just not going to apply.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. And welcome, Vancouver by night.
Greetings, Prince.
Hey, Vancouver, how's it going?
Is there a Montreal by night and a Toronto by night?
Well, yes, there is a Montreal by night, and it's a Black Dog book, so, open it at your own risk.
I was going to say, I've been to Montreal. It's a pretty nice place.
Apparently, it was run by the Sabbat in the 90s, so. But
I
then
guess I
again, they
didn't
said
go-
the same thing about our town, so I don't know.
Once again, calling Texas Sabat or El Paso, northern Mexico Sabat territory is a bit sounds to me like somebody who hasn't been to this region. I would say this is definitely Anarch territory, based off of local politics and stuff like that.
Got 5 successes on that
Five
roll.
successes. So you've heard Spanish before. You use if you don't speak it as like a native academic speaker, you know it enough to communicate with like people in Texas and the border, especially
Yep.
growing up in San Antonio.
I got
But
the
as you're
English going on there.
yeah, as you hear them yelling at you, they're yelling for like help and for you to wait. But the way they're speaking Spanish kind of sounds to you like somebody might speak like Shakespearean English to you.
So like,
Oh, there's something from Spain.
they got some Spanish. Yeah. We don't take kindly to foreigners. You know. Yeah. I'll wait for them because I hear it's really saying like a weird way of saying you to me and say there. I guess. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
I'll wait for them to
you
come back.
definitely make out the ayúdame por favor, and yeah, and as they get closer, these men seem to be wearing the tattered remnants of military uniforms, as kind of out of breath. They look slightly emaciated. You know, the younger guy's got like the shadow and his 5 o'clock shadow a little bit past that. Hair kind of looking a little long than a good haircut would, while the older man has kind of like a really scraggly mess on his head and a much longer but very untrimmed, unkempt kind of beard. As the younger man kind of calls out, he's like, "Senor, it has been so long since we have seen proper Christians in this land. What? Whose expedition are you with?"
That is the only man to ever call Adam a proper Christian. Show him what your toes can do, quick.
Like, can a Christian do this? Do toe things?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Tom, you just hear rapid Spanish being yelled at Adam, or probably directed at both of you as they kind of are taken aback a bit by your appearance with the blood on your mouth and the hand over the 6-shooter.
Oh, rapid fire Spanish, so they're Cubans.
Honestly, like, from a backstory perspective, I kind of have a hard time believing that Monjarston doesn't speak Spanish. Because if I remember correctly, wasn't this gang of dudes like a pretty multiracial bunch?
Mm-hmm.
But they speak Spanglish.
He definitely
Well,
understands words such as pendejo, cabrón,
Look,
Yeah.
man,
frijoles.
I've worked in
And
customer
they-
service and I've worked in warehouses, and I can promise you 2 things. You pick up at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
But they-
Monjarston should get like a diff 8 to at least understand like every 3rd word or something.
Well, but then you also just shoot first, ask questions later. But so I'm gonna try to translate to Monjarston as well, though. Like,
Oh boy.
I can't wait for this.
yeah, like they're asking what expedition we're on. I guess they're
Well,
trying to see if we're.
oh, we just had to deal with strife. I don't know if that's considered an expedition.
Pretty sure
So
you guys
are you just translating? Are you just translating exactly what the younger guy's saying, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're on the same page.
So as you start speaking English, the older man kind of looks suspicious as he kind of punches the younger man in the arm and kind of whispers to him something. If you want to give me another perception alertness.
Oh.
As he kind of pulls him like close by the arm and starts like gritting a whisper into his ear.
Yeah. God, and the freehold is on it.
If only I had more things, if only I had more glamour, I could do stuff.
You're in the near dreaming. I actually don't think you have to spend glamour to use your arts and realms.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Only got naming to only one word though. Mm, I'm gonna. Damn it.
What you
There's not only
doing,
a
Adam?
one word. There's not a one word thing I can think of though at the moment. I'll just do the roll and try to think of it. Yeah.
Okay, you want to give me that perception alertness?
Yes. Yeah. It's the two successes.
2 successes. So as the older man grabs the younger guy by the arm and pulls him in and kind of, whispers through his teeth at him. You hear him say, "These sons of bitches are speaking English, Antonio. They're not with us." As you hear Antonio kind of rapidly whisper, he's like, "These are the only people we've seen in months, as far as I can tell. If we don't get some help, we're going to die out here."
And I'm pretty sure. They basically like what they would be in like they look like Christian folk like not not conquistadors but
They
what
look
they call
insulted.
soldiers.
Adam, do you have any kind of history?
Have investigation. I don't know if history is.
Why don't you give me another intelligence academics, but at a difficulty 9, since this is a bit out of your wheelhouse.
Actually, yeah. So got 7 dice for this.
This is also one of the first times I've seen Adam having to play the academic.
Yeah.
Changeling's fun, huh?
Yeah.
This is the rare time where Adam's character brushes himself off, puts his glasses on, and pulls out his book and starts flipping through it.
Yeah. I got
Oh, you
3
can give the tiny circular glasses.
Yeah.
Did you say 3 successes, Adam?
3, yeah.
3.
Yeah.
So
2
things
9s and
kind
1
of start
0.
clicking together in your head, judging by the Spanish they're speaking being archaic and the unusual cut of their uniform. As far as you can tell, these men seem to be about 17th century Spaniards.
Damn. We're gonna bring the bad dudes that they're already dead.
Actually, my bad, not 17th, 16th.
Yeah.
They're even more dead.
Yeah. They're 100 years more dead.
So these are conquistadores? Wait, no.
Are you?
Like the original conquistadores were like what? 1400s?
If you're thinking of like Hernando Cortez and those guys, you're thinking the 15th century.
So yeah, 1400s. Okay, so these guys are after that. When was Texas colonized?
That's a debatable question, but in
Fair
general,
the fuck enough. Fair enough. Yes.
most of Texas wasn't really colonized because of a significant proportion of tribes such as the Comanches were able to keep Spanish and white settlers out of their territories. So like all the way up to like the 19th century, there were parts of Texas that you basically that weren't colonized. But for the most part, yeah, about the 17th century is when I think it'd be considered a part of New Spain.
Okay, so these guys are OG.
Yeah, they're not the first Spanish people. They're not also new Spanish people either.
Yeah, they're second generation Spanish people.
Sorry, I muted the stream mic. I didn't realize you guys could still hear that. My bad.
You're fine. You coughed. But
I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him.
the younger man kind of pulls away his arm away from the older man, and he kind of keeps going. He's like, you speak Spanish. You must know something about whether the boats have arrived to take us back. Do you know the way back to Florida?
Oh man, Florida is a long way away. Right now we're in Texas.
He's like, I can't believe.
We're in Tejas way.
He's like,
I'm gonna speak Cholo Spanish.
he kind of looks completely crestfallen. He's like, we've been wandering these wastes for months. De Soto sent us forth to look for any scouting of the savages.
No, I understood DeSoto on that one.
He's like, but we haven't been able to catch up with him. And we haven't escaped this endless desert of plains.
Where you been? Oh.
We couldn't make it back to Florida, so we
kept on going.
We would know the direction, but we tried to cross. We tried to cross Texas, and it was too much. And I can't believe we're still here.
Yeah, Texas is you don't mess with Texas. It should make that a saying. Have you guys seen anything like out of the ordinary over when you were on your journeys? I'm gonna say that in Spanish to them. Yeah.
The older man will speak this time, and he's like, "What isn't fucking normal about this place? Or what? Everything isn't fucking normal about this place." He's like, "I don't recognize the animals. I don't recognize these people. I should have never have come here. De Soto should have gone back when we had a chance."
I heard DeSoto again.
Do you have any historical knowledge that would help you?
Nope.
You just hear the De Soto part, and you're like, and I'm assuming Adam are you still translating everything, Adam?
Yeah, I'm still trying to translate to him. Yeah.
You should make him translate in character, Josh. It's way funnier that way.
I don't know what else trying to translate like that. All I know what else trying to get me by. Trying to do that, damn.
All right. Well, what is Monjarston making out of all this? As Paul Tinkerton is translating for him.
Do they know that we ain't anywhere close to Florida?
They know they've been wandering for months, so I'm pretty sure they're not anywhere near Florida.
They wanted to go back to Florida. They're also mentioning going back to. They were trying to cross Texas to get back to Mexico City.
And they do know that they're trapped in not the meat dimension.
I don't think they know. They don't know that though. Look at their uniforms; they're clearly from the 16th century, or
16th. I misspoke when I said 17th the first time.
Yeah, their Spanish is older, different.
A surprising lack of Mexican words, pretty much.
No mama's way.
Yeah, they haven't discovered Nomamis yet.
Yeah.
Not 17th century Spaniards. 16th, my bad. They're like, you speak English? Are you with the English crown? You could take us back. You could ransom us. My family has a lot of money. Surely you know the name of Amosarutia. I'm a young somebody.
I heard Hermosa. I know that word.
Hermosa, his sister. It's translating badly to him. Um, unfortunately, I don't know that name. It's like I don't know how to interact with. Oh, man, it's gonna be weird. Trying to keep them saying that they're not already dead.
The way through. Do you know the way out?
Do you know the way, Adam?
We're trying to find our own way.
Sorry, buddy, we're lost too.
A little
I mean,
bit, yeah.
you were told a way out.
Yeah, isn't that what like the? It's like you have to go through the dreaming in San Antonio, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or try to,
Famine in trying to basically get you to leave him alone told you just to follow the river. Implying the river itself is the road.
Are they just gonna like turn to dust the moment that they enter the meat realm?
we'll never know. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep them.
Actually, that'd be fucking funny. You guys, you all walk through the portal, but you show up in the meat realm. They pop out in the Shadowlands, and they're even more confused.
Wait, I've done this way, Antonio. Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque way. I hear there's a way to get a civilization over following the road this way to San Antonio.
You know, you're gonna ask them if they got any food. You know that.
Got
Are you
anything to
gonna-
eat for my?
Are you telling Adam to ask if they have any food?
Yeah.
Yes.
My friend here, ¿quieres comida? ¿Tienen algo para comida? Uh,
So the younger man and Antonio will basically pull out some hardtack and tell you that that's essentially what they've been living on when they haven't been able to hunt the wild animals.
They've been living on hardtack in their pockets for 400 years? Or 300, I guess, at this point.
They're, to them, time has been a little iffy.
That's a hell of a lapse.
it's timey-wimey.
Then the older man will chime in that they used to, in his words, he will tell you that they used to have savage guides, as he's using that term, to hunt for them, but many of them ran off back in Mississippi during an escape.
The greatest week.
Y'all can't even hunt for yourselves.
The older man, being a little ornery, will respond in Spanish to Adam that the animals here aren't anything like the animals back home, and they have limited shot, and that other groups of savages have still been harrying them this whole time.
uh,
Well, you want to be the one to break the news?
I'll think they'll want to let them figure out on their own. They might be smart. They I don't know. Or I don't know if we can. I can break it to them. I don't have the heart to. Tell them that everyone they know and love is already gone.
Well, Adam, you got 3 successes on your academics roll, right?
Yep.
Your knowledge of DeSoto indicates these people might not necessarily be the best of people either.
Hmm.
But they are lost. It is up to you what you wish to do with them. If you want to try to tell them to fuck off, or
Have them blind.
Yeah.
just be like, "We're lost as you, Holmes."
The war is over. Y'all lost.
Are you going to translate that, Adam?
Unless one of the Antonios is saying it, saying what did he say or something. I'll keeping keeping that one like talking to me kind of thing. Yeah. Mm. Unless they understood unless they said it is Spanglish.
Yeah, and they look very confused at Mon Jarson as he attempts to communicate with them. But even if I will give that Mon Jarson probably does know a bit of Spanglish, but these men being from the 16th century have yet to incorporate any native Mexican words into their lexicon.
Yeah.
All right, what are you guys gonna do here?
Right. They had a crossroads. Hey, Mon, do you think we should just have them come with us, or have them fuck off? Or have them blind?
Take all that hard tack for yourselves.
They do seem to have some kind of well, at least the older man has a musket kind of slung over his shoulder, but
Oh yeah, that's what the guy with Death's gun fucking needs is a musket.
yeah.
Just as the founding fathers intended.
Yeah. But
It looks a little worse for wear.
Yeah. The preloaded rounds, exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Mon?
Well, I don't quite know exactly what they expect us to do for them.
Yeah, well, they're already goners in the fleshlands. I don't know if we can even save them or not.
Yeah. I say leave them. Ain't got no food anyway.
That's fair.
Well, that depends, Tom. They are literally made of meat.
That was worth the
I haven't
cannibalism.
resorted to cannibalism yet.
And then they ain't exactly from their master, I guess, their leader. He ain't actually the
The master? Did you just refer to the general as a master?
their general is
The commander?
their commander.
Their
Yeah,
leader? You said master.
it could be all in the same. It's a translation error.
We're speaking English.
Never mind that. Yeah, and actually the best of folks. So we just leave them off on the merry way and let them figure out on their own, or and their long jaunt travelings. of endless traveling through this plane. I know.
What are you going to tell
I
him,
know,
Adam?
I know Kazan hasn't like really. I mean, yeah, Kazan hasn't really killed anyone, so I don't know if he can.
I can.
You know,
I do it all the time. Well, did it all the time, but I need to. Only when absolutely necessary.
I don't know if you want to put them out of the misery from the endless walking, or let them continue their search for nothingness.
What?
Or have them.
Adam's politely asking you if you'll kill them for him.
Basically, yeah.
You asking me to kill him? Why? Why would I waste the ammo?
It's like a purgatory for them. You know how them Christians are.
And exactly what's your point?
It's a mercy killing. Or do you want to just let them wander the wastes?
Wandering the Mojave makes you wish for completely.
They've been wandering this place for 300 years. I guess another 100 centuries more that they won't mind.
It's a little closer to 400.
Yeah. Don't do mercy, only do beans.
All right, what are you going to tell him, Adam?
I'm just asking if Jarson wants to put out of the misery, or just let them continue their.
I'm not wasting my time or ammo on these fellas.
Adam, I would just like to say I would have so much respect for you if you bludgeon these guys to death yourself. Not because I actually think you could do it, but I don't want Sister Maria to have the only hilarious murder story in the group.
Leave that one to you, Troy. That one was your thing. You know how long it'll take from them to load the musket? About 3 turns, and probably won't make it. I probably won't be able to kill one of them in that time.
Okay, that's why you take the musket and bash them with it.
They're a little rickety looking, but they are both armed with what look to be sabers.
No.
Adam getting murdered all the time is funny. How many times has he actually died on stream? I don't think it's been that many.
Just once with the flashbang grenades, I think. Or the white phosphorus.
I don't think that wasn't on stream though, was it? That was a home game.
No, I don't remember.
I think that was
Adam gets maimed, but he rarely actually dies. I also killed him once in Call of Cthulhu, and ironically, as much of a reputation as that game has as a meat grinder, Adam's the only person I've ever killed.
Yeah,
and it was kind of his fault because he stood there and tried to fight the Legion of Dismembered Hands.
You gotta throw them hands with them hands.
Well, Monjarson's telling you he's not going to bother wasting his ammo. It's up to you to tell them something, Adam.
Selfish red.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Well, we don't know the way to Florida, but we're just heading this way and see where the road takes us for now.
You're telling them to follow you for right now?
Yeah, I guess, and see if Charson gets.
You're hoping he gets sick of them and shoots him at some point.
Yep, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw right through you, Adam. So the younger man, crosses himself as he literally grabs her hands and starts kissing them.
Just thinking, man, can't wait for you to
What
get shot.
did you tell him?
We're just heading this fall on the road. We heard there's a way out in this road this direction.
These fellas ain't our problem.
That's what I. Well, they're our problem now. It looks like.
Adam
I'm
over here
about to fix
being the chaotic good.
I'm about to fix a problem then.
Oh, that's what he wanted all along, Tom. Is that you're going to give him the satisfaction?
Joke's on you, HCG. I look
I'm
forward to Druids.
You should shooting Kazano. He's like, problem solved.
I was referring to Kazaa.
So as the younger man
Tom,
Antonio is,
you could break his streak right now. You could shoot Adam and just end it now. Sorry. Go ahead.
as the older man nudges him and says, "Let's get going already, then. I swear I can hear them coming again." As he kind of unshoulders his rifle and kind of looks off into the distance. And
What was he looking at?
we'll cut to Chaz. Chaz, do you recall exactly where we left off with you?
Fuck no, but I did have some questions.
Yes.
All right, so, am I...
Go ahead. I do believe we left off. You had another encounter with basically the spirit of the Dustbowl.
Oh, no, I remember yelling at it and it disagreeing and hitting me with lightning. And then some stuff happened after that. I remember me and Amai sent the ghost to go do something. I think it was spying on Abelard. Now,
Yes.
what I need to ask you is, Amai, I think probably, like, out of character, I think she's got like a sub 5% chance of coming back. Is there any way I could convince you, through either begging, cajoling, or sexual favors, to allow me to retroactively take the medium merit? It is the only way I've found in the core rulebook to still be able to communicate with this ghost. It's a 2-point merit, and it lets me talk to it, if not see it. And I would really, really like to have this ghost. Her name was what? Mary Keene? If memory serves?
I think Melinda was the one that wrote it down, but let me see if I wrote it down as well.
Okay, I give more of a shit about this NPC than you do. That means I should get to keep her.
I will let you take the merit if you spend the experience cost for it.
I would love to. Here's the problem. Merits don't have experience point costs. They have freebie point costs, of which I am sans, because it is not character creation. So if you want to tell me what an equivalent XP cost is, I would be happy to do so.
I'm trying to remember, because isn't there I was going to say you could just use... Doesn't Mage allow you to buy merits and flaws?
I think most World of Darkness systems will allow you to take merits and flaws like after character creation, but it has to be like story-based. So I was hoping maybe hanging around, Enva or the Ghost, maybe I've attuned to the Ghost, and we could justify it that way. And once again, I'm happy to dump whatever XP into it that you would like, but this is entirely your call at this point.
I will allow it just for the sake of story continuity.
Okay, do you want to put a XP price on it?
Yeah, let me look it up real quick.
It's a 2-point merit.
Yes.
Three times the merit cost, that's probably fair. I'd have to pay that after this session, though, because I am one short of that. I have 5 currently. Secondly, so I wrote down a whole bunch of notes, and this was several months ago, so I have no idea what half of them mean. Bill Turner, temper demanding, always worried about Catholic father. He had a problem with the local priest for some reason. I don't remember exactly what that was referring to.
Oh, in your notes?
Yes. I'm
not sure what that would refer to either.
Fuck Fucking, we are so good at RPGs, guys. We deserve all of our viewers.
But yeah, I will give it. I think it's supposed to be double the cost of the merit, at least in XP.
Okay. So
But I will allow you to take it at the end of the session for now.
Okay, fair enough. I'm probably not going to talk to the ghost today anyway. So Abelard wants to replace the upstanding sheriff. And then I wrote down new, replaced old judge who is convinced to retire.
Yes, I remember that part.
Could you explain that to me, please?
Okay, so basically the current sheriff, that note that you had, you found out basically through snooping through Abelard's stuff that the sheriff, being an elected official, for the most part does his job correctly. However, Abelard and Bill Turner wanted somebody who would be more opening to listening to their suggestions, and in addition to overlooking certain things that certain groups are doing that they agree with, as well as perhaps helping to run out other groups out of town. And the second note that you had, could you repeat it again?
New, replaced old judge who is convinced to retire.
Yeah, there was basically they're part of how they're basically forcing people off their share lands, as well as the people who actually own their land. They're getting what they want pushed through after convincing the old judge to retire and putting somebody more amenable to them as well. So it's basically part of their plan of taking over Crucifixion in order to buy all the properties, in order to own all the oil rights. They want a sheriff in their pocket, which they don't have, and they have a judge in their pocket, or they wanted a judge in their pocket, which they now do have.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I need to go be best friends with the sheriff, and I need this judge to think that I'm on his side.
Shoot the sheriff? Or
The sheriff.
No, the sheriff's the good one. We need the sheriff.
what is Thomas shoot though? I forgot. Yeah.
Are you throwing anything at me at the moment that I have to deal with?
Well, where are you at right now?
I have no fucking clue, dog. Am I still outside the diner where everybody was getting the nosebleeds? Yeah, I think that's where I left off, because they were like shooting obelisks and shit, and people were falling over, right?
Yes. And that partially caused the dust storm, which you then yelled at it, and then
It won the argument.
yeah.
I really need to look up how to heal chimerical damage, because I am 1/6 fairy dead.
As it turns out, this is a very powerful entity.
Okay, it's not that powerful. It did 1 chimerical damage.
When it was going easy on you.
Oh, that's the excuse. Okay. So I think I'm genuinely trying to remember where we left off, and I don't remember, because I thought the last thing I did was meet with Enva and send the ghost to go do shit.
Yeah, you probably did. I think you were looking for dirt on Abelard, and you were asking
I was asking the ghost to go snoop. Also, what's happening with all that bullshit that we stole from that one farmhouse, and Adam put the old man on the roof or something?
Oh, yeah. You guys put it on an empty train car, and you were trying to figure out a way to basically, during the next time the train comes into town, you wanted to make it seem like that stuff was dropped off for you.
Mm-hmm. Now, I remember having to schmooze the guy at the train station, and like we were talking about like Weird Tales or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was reading like old cowboy or old westerns.
Okay. Was I able to slide in the forgeries? Like, is that part taken care of, or was that when Enva just stole the papers?
No, I'm pretty sure you guys settled that part.
Okay, so the forgeries are taken care of. Okay, assuming that the dust storm and the people bleeding at the diner are no longer a concern of mine, what time is it in Meatland right now?
I'll say about noon.
Okay. In which case, I am going to go pay the sheriff a visit.
Okay.
Did we make an enemy of this guy yet? I thought we had pissed off local law enforcement when we first came into town. Or was that just Bill Turner?
Sounds like something we would do.
No, there was a you assumed the man with the cowboy hat and the gray mustache was the sheriff.
Gotcha.
I presented that NPC to you, and you guys immediately went, "That man's the sheriff."
Well, because of course we're going to do something to piss off local law enforcement. It's us.
No, but Monjarson did have a run-in with local law enforcement when he went to go ask about any active bounties.
I did
Yeah.
nothing wrong.
Yeah, and the deputy stopped by when you guys started squatting in the hotel, but I believe you sent him away.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, and I believe you already also met the sheriff when, basically when they went to go investigate Bill Turner's suicide. No, suicide.
It was definitely a suicide.
And the man shot himself in the back of the head multiple times.
He missed the brain. Is it fully automatic pistol somehow?
Got it. Okay.
Man shot 27 times in the chest. Worst suicide ever.
The back of the chest.
All right, it's not a far walk from the diner to the sheriff's office. Most of the important buildings are pretty much on Main Street.
All right, so as I approach, I don't think Hutch wears a hat per se, but
I was gonna say, in the 30s, he doesn't have a fedora. In a time when it's still cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go with that because I feel like in Texas I have to have some sort of head accoutrement, or I'm just not Texas enough. So he's probably got the fedora like clutched in his hands, and he's like drumming his fingers on it, and he's doing his best to look really sad, or just like maybe concerned, or just weighed down upon as he approaches.
Okay, you enter a small brick building, which looks a lot like a lot of what you expect the sheriff's office to look like in a small town. There's basically, a front desk where you see a very lanky, relatively young-looking deputy with like thin hair and a mustache that doesn't grow in quite full and some sideburns. With
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, with his boots up on the desk.
Thinks he's hot shit.
And there's an office with the door currently, mostly closed but slightly open behind him. And there's a few holding cells that are currently empty. As the man kind of looks up from a magazine he's reading and says, "Can I help you?"
So this is the deputy that I met when we were squatting at the hotel.
Yes.
Do I know his name?
You read his little deputy star, and he is Deputy Larry Goose.
Deputy Larry Goose. Okay, that's getting written down. Afternoon, Deputy Goose. We've met. I'm sure you remember me. I am the current, shall we say, renter of that fine establishment down the road.
He folds the magazine in half as he places it down. And he says, "Oh, you're the squatters."
Not
As he takes
squatters,
that,
sir. I will remind you. I do have a lease from Mr. Abelard. I'd be happy to furnish for you if you'd like to see it. But as I said previously, everything that I'm doing is on the up and up.
He's like, "So you say, so you say.
Well,
You come here to admit to a crime, or how can I help you?"
well, no, sir. Tell you the truth, I've recently come under the employ of Mr. Vanderberg, and, well, I don't really know how to broach the subject, sir, but it turns out I'm doing old Bill's job. And I was wondering...
He's like, "Awful shame what happened to that man."
Awful shame. That man had some demons.
Go self-defense.
As
suicide song,
Monjarston sneezes in the dreaming.
I was wondering if there was anything I could do at this time, well, to aid your fine establishment and the sheriff himself. I don't know if there's anything the sheriffs might need from Bill's office, or if perhaps there was any unanswered questions or anything I could provide. I understand that, well, Bill had a lot of unfinished business when he went, and I don't know to what extent our fine sheriff was involved with, but I would like to make sure that in these trying times things go as smoothly as possible.
And
you should know that, like, out of character, I'm actively trying to schmooze this guy.
Yeah. He looks unimpressed, but you see the door creak open as the actual sheriff steps out. And
do I have a name for him?
Yeah, you probably got his name last time. He was Oswald Franklin.
You can keep going. I'll write while I listen.
Yeah. So he's kind of, you hear the door creak open as the man kind of leans shoulders against the door frame. Says, "Well, I appreciate the offer, but I think law enforcement's going to handle what it can from here."
Oh, yes, sir, Sheriff Franklin. I would expect nothing else. Fuck, I had an angle and I forgot what it was.
He's like, quite a good turn of fortune you got, though, Mr.
Oh, you can call me Hutch there, Sheriff Franklin. How do you mean, turn a good fortune?
Well, it's just, you and your compadres come into town, settle into an abandoned building, suddenly have the rights to it, and, well, suddenly old Bill Turner finds himself at the end of the rope, and you have his job.
I certainly hope you don't find that suspicious, sir. I have all of the legal documentation in order, and you can ask Mr. Vanderberg himself.
Oh, Sorry, my cat's just trying to destroy everything.
As they do.
He says, "Oh no, it's just I don't doubt the veracity of your paperwork. It's just there's quite a few change in the old guard, I suppose, is what's going on around here, and well, I'm doing the best I can here, and I'm just hoping I'm not next."
He doesn't want to become sheriff. He likes his deputy status.
No, it's the sheriff who's speaking.
Oh.
So
I thought we were still talking to the deputy fuckface.
At this point, Hutch really wants to keep him talking. I know what he's saying, but I want to play dumb as fuck. Probably say something like that. Oh, come now, Sheriff Franklin. I'm sure this town would be a pile of ashes if it wasn't for fine men like you. No one in their right mind would try to replace you.
So give me the schmooze roll.
Cool. I'm good at schmooze. Tell me precisely which schmooze would you like. Would you like the charisma schmooze? The manipulation schmooze? Perhaps, because I'm so pretty, the appearance schmooze?
I will say this is probably a manipulation schmooze.
Cool. Manipulation what? Empathy, expression, etiquette. It's all the same fucking dice pool. I don't care.
We'll go with empathy.
Okay. That's going to be 7 whole dice. What's my difficulty?
This man isn't necessarily easy to bullshit. I'll give you a difficulty 8.
Diff 8 to bullshit this guy. Okay. Come on, dice, don't fuck me.
He might not know exactly what's going on, but he does see through quite a few things.
2 successes.
He's like, no need to flatter me, sir. He's like, this isn't one of those small town situations where I plan on lording my authority over people. I'm sure you've got good intentions turning that building around. It's just recently find quite a lot on my plate.
Got it. Fuck, I forgot. I know the power I want to use, but I forgot what the fuck it was. I think it's Sovereign 2? Quick, Adam, what page is the powers on?
I gotta look at my thing.
We all know Adam wrote on his character sheet because he had to keep referencing it.
Too late, it's on 223.
I found the librarian's name. Her name was Mabel.
Mabel? That was close.
Yes.
Mabelina.
Close. Mabel Abilene.
Ah.
Okay, yeah. So I am activating Sovereign 2 Grandeur. With a simple cantrip, the Changeling embodies the grandeur inherent in all children of Arcadia, making basically he doesn't want to. He either seeks my attention and approval or avoids any conflict. So, as a bunk, I am going to... What's a jaunty tune that I could whistle? I'm defaulting to shave and a haircut 2 bits, but is there a more appropriate... I don't think I Shot the Sheriff has been written yet.
It might be a folk song, but you probably wouldn't have heard it.
So I'm gonna whistle Camptown Races, and I'm gonna like just dip at the knees a little bit and do a little dance as I whistle. I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing it nonchalantly, but it probably look a little bit weird that I'm just randomly doing this in this situation.
I will require you to actually whistle the tune.
I can't fucking whistle. That's ableist.
I didn't know you couldn't whistle.
I can't. I can kind of. Yeah, I can't fucking whistle, dude.
I was about to say, I think Discord just might not be able to pick that up either. I will require the jaunt in that case.
The jaunt. Camptown Races, sing this song, doo-da, doo-da. And it's Art and Realm, right?
Yes.
Dope. So.
You can lower the difficulty by 1 for the bunk.
That's something. 3 in Sovereign, 3 in Actor. That's a whole 6 dice. So, looking for a 7.
Yes.
That is 2 10s, my good friend.
Okay. So, do you get to pick whether it's actively seeking your approval or avoiding conflict, or
I think you get to pick that. And it lasts for... Hang on. Realm determines anyone affected by the cantrip. All character social interactions add automatic successes equal to the successes from the cantrip. Anyone affected by the cantrip must spend a willpower point each time they wish to contradict, accost, or attack the changeling. Any changing of higher rank, he's not. Grandeur lasts for a scene, unless someone humiliates or bests me publicly, in which case it immediately dissipates. So no, I think you decide.
We'll go with avoiding conflict. This guy's got a pretty strong will and is probably one of the few strong-willed people left in town. He's like, I assume you came in here for a reason, sir.
Oh, well, I'm sure you heard what I said to the deputy. I was looking for any way I might be able to help the sheriff's department, what with me being in old Bill's chair now. What sort of things do you have on your plate, radiating glamour? Perhaps something I might be able to do for you? Glamour, glamour, glamour.
Yeah. He's like, well, quite frankly, sir, there's quite a few problems this town's got that I'm not sure you could fix overnight.
I might not be able to fix it overnight, but Rome wasn't built in a day.
What the fuck is on? Oh,
He's like, you mean Rome, Texas? I'm pretty sure we have a Rome, Texas. I know we have a Paris.
Don't we also have a
actually think
hell?
Paris- Huh?
Don't we also have a hell?
Yeah, it's called Brownsville. He's well, I don't think I need to tell you that things haven't been easy around here. I don't think it's been easy for anybody here living in the West or Midwest, considering the change things have gone for us, and I think quite a few people have decided to point their anger and frustrations in the wrong directions.
And has that caused a lot of trouble for you, sir?
A very tight-knit community around here. Let's just say that when some people decide to take that frustration into extrajudicial means, it's not exactly easy to find out who it was.
Oh, you're talking about that fire that happened the other night. I saw that from clear across town. Terrible, terrible thing.
Like, no, I don't stand for that sort of thing. But the reality is, those men are fathers and brothers in this community, and people ain't exactly going to turn against their own kin when it comes to this sort of thing. Even if they disagree with the methods they're doing or the beliefs behind them, or truth is, some of them might believe the same thing.
Do I know that the clan was behind it? Like, is that something that was ever, like, relayed to me, or did Monjarston just sort of keep that to himself?
Do you recall, Tom?
I do not.
God,
You-
we really should not fucking bounce around campaigns anymore, guys. It is actively detrimental.
No, I do recall that your brother, you know the clan was involved because of your brother.
Okay.
And you do recall your brother didn't cause what happened, but kind of set off a spark with his romance and being seen in the wrong place by the wrong people.
Well, sir, you might say I have a vested interest in opposing those sorts of folks. My family has never been one to stand for that either, and in that interest, I happen to know that it was. Who was the fucking president that showed Birth of a Nation in the White House?
I think
Woodrow Wilson.
It was Wilson. I happen to know that it was Wilson's boys behind that little display the other night, and I've got a bone to pick with them myself.
Well, Bone, you may have the pick. I hope that you leave the enforcement of the law to the professionals.
Of course, sir, I would not mean to stand on your toes.
But perhaps as an outsider, if you happen to catch wind of something that people might not say in the presence of the local sheriff, you'd be willing to pass down such a tip here. If I'm not here, I'm at home, and somebody's always manning the desk here. If it's not me, it'll be Goose here.
So it would be my pleasure to do everything I could in this matter to help you. Do I know the name? What was the fucker's name? Santiago or something? Like, I've heard of him, right? Like, I got papers or some shit.
Oh, yes, you,
Sergio.
Once again, let me double check my names. But yes, you did find out that somebody that Monjarston has a beef to pick with is working with the U.S. government to convince some of the local population to leave of their own free will before they are forced out.
Now, once again, I know that...
Sandoval, by the way.
Who?
Sandoval.
Sandoval. Okay.
Yes, and you did get that information off of a note that you stole out of Abelard's safe.
Okay, now once again, I know that Monjarston knows that he's connected to the clan. I don't know if that's player knowledge or character knowledge for me. I don't remember.
That's player knowledge. Monjarston didn't exactly tell you that his old mentor had taken up with the clan in a bid for power in town.
Right, okay. Y'all need to watch your own videos before returning to a game? I've genuinely fucking considered it. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
As we keep talking, more of it's coming back to me. Okay.
Well, that's helpful at least. Well, I certainly will do that, sir. But with all this going on, I'd say you have quite a bit of job security. Why do you think somebody would try to get rid of you in the midst of all this?
He kind of gives you a smile and says, well, as well of a job Goose and I here do, there's always somebody who thinks it could be done better. Or perhaps more amenable to their own ends.
More amenable, that's quite a loaded phrase there, sir. Glamour, glamour, glamour.
Does he have to roll to actively resist giving you information?
Nobody has to spend willpower. Well, no. The power is in your hands. If he just doesn't want conflict with me, there's kind of ways that he could, like, side shimmy out of that, if he's technically not doing that. I am deliberately trying to box him into that, though.
He's like, well, I am an elected official. And the reality is, conflict isn't good for re-election.
Conflict with whom, sir?
Mm-hmm. Well, conflict I just told you about.
I see. So you think the people that are in league with Wilson's boys are trying to force you out?
As a man of the law, I try not to work off of unsubstantiated rumors.
There's a difference between a rumor and probable cause, wouldn't you agree?
He's like, I will just say there are forces in this town who would prefer I allow these certain unlaw-abiding citizens to maintain their actions.
Josh, so I do remember that when I took over Bill Turner's job, I did a pretty thorough inventory of his office because I was looking for shit. Is there anything that I could give this guy that might point him in the direction of either the Klansmen or their boss? I do have a correspondence from William Buckner, the head of the local bank. I have monetary transactions between Vanderbergs and the bank for buying property and debt. Shit, I thought I had something more substantial than that. I don't know. Yeah, is there anything I might have in any of Bill Turner's records that could implicate somebody or maybe get the sheriff on the right direction?
That's the kind of thing you'd kind of have to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb to kind of start making connections with.
Well then. That is perhaps the next thing on my docket. 3. Find connection to KKK in Billy's Shit. Man, I really hope nobody finds my fucking character journal. That's gonna be some hard shit in here to explain.
And they're like, was Chaz involved with the KKK? No, is there anything else you're gonna try to get out of this scene, or is this about where it wraps up?
I think I'm pretty much good. I just really all I wanted was to leave the sheriff with a positive impression of me. So, well, sir, as long as I have a chance to vote in the next election, you absolutely have a supporter in me, and I thank you very much for taking the threat to our. The word that would be appropriate in the 30s is not the word that is appropriate today. To our brothers and sisters of different ethnicities.
I understand the word you would have used in character.
Yes. Well, there's two of them that I could get away with. Both of them would not fly.
He'll give you a nod and say he's glad good work is still appreciated around these parts.
Yeah, I'm fucking off back to Bill Turner's office. I'm gonna get me a cork board and some yarn, and we are gonna ferret out some raisins.
All right. Back to the dreaming.
As you do that, I must tinkle.
As Tall Tinkerton would do.
I was gonna say that's Adam's thing.
You know.
Keying his way into the dreaming.
No. Making my own portal to piss.
I really got to get a couple other Changeling JPEGs. All right, I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys kind of walking along towards the river still, where Famine indicated which way you should go.
Yep, we're still walking that way then. With our strangely dressed boys behind it, are following or in tow.
They'll kind of walk alongside you.
Each time they complain, I'm gonna shoot you once.
Like, my feet hurt.
Now both your feet hurt.
Like, are we there yet?
So after expressing his gratitude, the younger soldier will kind of express his gratitude and kind of keep quiet as the older man kind of addresses the two of you in Spanish and asks, "So, what is King Henry doing in New Spain, sending men out here?" And Adam, I'm going to ask you, are you still translating?
I'll say I'm still
And
translating.
what exactly are you translating?
What he's saying, like what he said to you, or what he's saying to us. Like, what is they're still stuck in the past. Even their nostalgia is far beyond yours with a buffalo. I don't even know if they're.
Ooh, and what now?
They're basically asking what the Kingdom of England is up to these days in New Spain, aka where we're at right
I
now.
don't know. Do I look like some sort of limey to you?
I don't know. I don't know how old you are. Never told me. Would
Does the soldier react to the term limey?
I don't think limey. I don't know the historicity of the word limey, but he probably doesn't recognize it. In the same way you mostly speak English and Spanish, this man pretty much speaks only Spanish. Possibly a little Italian.
We're just travelers of the countryside, trying to find a way back currently. Yeah. Civilization. Same as you, folks.
The younger man, Antonio, will ask, well, which way does this river lead?
Supposed to lead to a city.
Are you talking to San Antonio?
Yeah, San Antonio.
Like, so you're heading back to Spanish lands. I don't think I've heard of this settlement, San Antonio. Is it a mission?
You have the Alamo over there. It is it has a mission there. Yeah.
I remember being at the Alamo.
Is Mon Jarson old enough to remember the Alamo, literally?
I'm leaving that ambiguous.
As a changeling, it's possible. The young man will say,
What would it this Soto want with you guys looking all the way over here for? Or just looking around the land?
so I'm assuming you're speaking in Spanish?
Yeah.
The older man will say, gold, amigo. The only thing worth looking for out here in these god-forsaken lands, but none of it to be found. Pearls, fur, none of the oro.
You know, they only got desert and more desert at the moment. And maybe we may have liquid gold on the bottom of here, but we'll never. We got to find some water first. Oil.
Yo quiero agua.
They wanted frijoles. They're
We need water to get out of this place.
yeah.
Well, you might not necessarily need water once you get to the other freehold. But
It's a long walk back to from San Antonio, though.
no, that is true.
I assume.
You do have a magical horse. Everybody else does not have that option.
I forgot he has a horse. He just like leave off without me.
The older man will say, I don't know how you could he recognizing the word frijoles when you say it. I don't know how you could eat that stuff. These savages and their foods, the beans, potatoes, corn, and everything.
Would European Spanish still have the same word for beans? Because I know I know in Puerto Rican Spanish it's totally different. It's like habichuelas or something.
I'm not totally sure.
I learned that from Melinda.
Yeah, a lot of food related words are like a lot of food related words there's not necessarily translations for, like so the word becomes a loan word. So the word it was originally in like the language, whether it was like Nahuatl or any of the other multitude of languages that are spread across the Americas, they might have just used that word. I don't know the exact etymology of the word frijoles, so
God damn it, Josh! I thought you researched for this campaign.
I did. I didn't look up the etymology of every potential Spanish word between the 16th and the 20th century, unfortunately.
I expected better.
I will try to meet your expectations next time.
You did well enough with the word etymology. Yeah. Never heard that word before. That's a fancy word.
Etymology is basically the study of the history of languages.
Yeah. You know, it's the word in 1,548 languages.
I was gonna say because frijoles might actually be a Spanish word because I think bean, like obviously things like bean. There's New World beans, but I also think there were still beans in Europe.
Well,
Just
didn't
not the
they?
same just not the same kind of beans that you would get in the Americas, and unlike something like tomatoes and corn, which did not, exist in Europe prior to contact with the Americas.
Man, food sucked back then.
Isn't that so weird? Like you associate something like tomatoes very strongly with, like, for example, Italian cuisine, but to know before Europeans got to the Americas and took tomatoes back, all of Italian cuisine before that did not have tomatoes.
Well, so I know Marco Polo like brought back like noodles and stuff in the 1200s. When did tomatoes emigrate?
Probably about this around this time, probably around the 16th century. But
Because
I
I
don't
can
know
tell
when
you. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know when they would have become, regularly available to most people.
I can tell you exactly what fucking Italian food was like pre 1200s because it's the same shit the rest of Europe was eating.
Yeah. And before that, it was Roman food. Fermented fish sauces and stuff like that. But the older man will continue on his rant, talking about how much he hates everything here. But he'll finish with, like, the only thing worth coming here for was the women. As you see the younger man's face kind of drop as if he's remembering something horrible.
Same, pal. We've all been there.
He's like, I never thought I would have done it with a princess. Multiple ones at that. What's your reaction to that, Adam?
Oh, I'm trying to figure what Paul would think of that. Yeah. Like, what do you mean by princess is like the like royalty of the natives?
They'll say, well, they have their own kingdoms here, don't you know? They call themselves royalty, but all royalty here in this land falls just as easily to a Spanish gun.
Yeah, I think HTG is right. This guy's just straight up a rapist.
If you know anything about De Soto's expedition, that's kind of par for the course.
Yeah, that's.
Adam just fucking nudges him on Jarston.
He's like, you're telling me you haven't sampled the local fare? As the younger man just continues to kind of look down with a 1,000-yard stare.
So they had sabers, right?
Yes.
Tell them about your favorite tag.
Adam, are you still translating what this guy's saying?
I'm still translating translating that part at least.
Are you tactfully trying to translate this, or are you just saying exactly what this man's saying to Mon Jarston?
Or are you just using hand gestures?
I'm using feet gestures, Charlie.
Of course.
You're the worst fucking ninja.
The young man seems to be muttering some kind of variant of the Lord's Prayer under his breath as he's seems to be remembering something.
So I translate that last little bit to Jarston.
The Lord's Prayer, or what the older soldier's saying?
What the older man said, yeah.
No, this is the company you wanted to keep, Mister.
These are your friends. You brought them along.
Uh,
As the older man seems to be about to go into more explicit detail about what he's done, he kind of stops immediately and perks up and shoulders the rifle as he starts looking around.
How many? There's 3 guys, right?
There's only 2. I mean, other than there's you, there's Paul Tinkerton, and then there's Gilbert Boyle. But the older Spaniard is shouldering his musket. As you kind of hear him gritting through his teeth. God damn these heathens! Still chasing us.
Well, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to, as quickly as I possibly can, fire from a hip into his gut
Okay.
from my 6-shooter.
Okay.
so you just shoot his gun then at the time.
No, his gut.
Oh, is that okay?
Give me that roll.
I assume my specialty and my specialty of the revolvers apply.
Yes.
Wonderful, because I got 2 10s.
Okay.
So that's 1 9, 1 8, another 9, and 2 10s. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
All right. Give me the damage roll with a +6 die.
So 6 plus 6. Oh dear. What's the diff? It's 6, right?
Yep.
Eight.
Yeah, you shoot this guy in the gut as he kind of startled turns towards you with the musket and kind of fires it up in the air as he falls back.
I want to make sure I'm shooting the old creepy guy.
Yeah, you shot the older Spaniard. As the younger man immediately kind of like huddles down and crouches and, Jesucristo. They're still coming. As you do hear some noise coming from across the distance.
Well, they're gonna have a lot harder time defending themselves. And I'm gonna holster my pistol and continue my merry way.
Okay. Adam, what are you doing?
I guess taking the guy who just shot's musket.
He's still alive. I like to think.
But I'm pretty sure like getting hit in the gut with a gun is gonna loosen his grip on it. Yeah.
Well, he fired it into the air. You're gonna have to reload that. You're gonna need ammo.
He fired it into the air, or I thought he was grabbing it. Yeah.
Oh no, he kind of fired in the air as he turned around and stared at Mon Jarston after he shot him.
Okay. Better to get him out of his hands anyway, though.
Tell him what comes around goes around, feller.
As his last words, you kind of just hear him say, De Soto, you son of a bitch, we should have turned around.
And what's the other Spaniard's reaction to it? Yeah.
He's like, please, don't kill me, I'm the youngest son out of 7. This was the only way to make my fortune. So
Oh,
there's only 7 hitboxes.
I ain't gonna-
You absolutely murdered the hell out of that man.
what now?
There's only 7 hitboxes, so you murdered that man very dead.
But I didn't want to kill him. I want him to feel the. I want the karmic retribution.
Him to feel his sins.
I will say he is bleeding out at the moment, but he is definitely on his way to the Shadowlands. We'll see if Wraith the Oblivion is kinder to him than Changeling the Dreaming was.
But then there are there are horses in the distance though, or
You don't hear horses, but Mon Jarston and Paul Tinkerton, you guys do hear a kind of a whistling sound.
Hmm.
Is it a kind of whistle you recognize?
Why don't you give me a perception alertness?
I'm still good at that. Not very good. I got 2 successes.
Oh, this is more of a recognition. It sounds like the sound of an arrow flying across a very large distance.
Signal arrow.
We'll say more of a missed shot as it kind of falls pretty close to your feet.
Oh.
As the younger Spaniard kind of gets a crazed look in his eye as he sees the arrow, and he's kind of like crawling away on his back away from it, and gets up and books it down the river direction you guys were following.
Well, I already holstered my gun. While definitely still kind of hovering over it, just because, natural, kind of just a natural thing for Mr. Jarston. Still has his other hand kind of, not hostile.
In the ready position, kind of, yeah.
We come bringing tribute. I don't know why there's this tribal dispute in the fucking dreaming.
Well, sometimes the dreams of certain things continue to live on the other side.
Yeah.
As more and more arrows kind of start to land around you guys in your direction. And I will say next time we'll probably be rolling initiative as we head back to meat space, as we've been calling it, to Chaz.
Wait, I'm rolling initiative? Okay.
No, I'll say when we start next section, they'll be rolling initiative.
I know what you meant. I just thought it was funny the way you phrased it.
So as you head back to the old Vanderburg Cattle Co., a rather severe-looking woman in a very starched blue dress with her hair done very tightly in a bun seems to be sitting in the waiting room, or sitting in a chair in front of the secretary's desk, which is currently unoccupied due to a hemorrhaging of the nose.
Okay. I haven't seen her before, I take it?
No.
So I flash a dazzling smile. Good afternoon, ma'am. What can I do to help you today?
Why not a gleaming smile?
She kind of very stiffly looks, even though she's seated, she somehow manages to give the impression of looking down on you. As she says, I take it the secretary is out?
Miss Agatha had quite a bad tumble earlier this afternoon. I have given her the rest of the day off, but I'm most certain I can help you in whatever way you require, ma'am. Where's my manners? My name is James Hutchison, but you may call me Hutch if the fancy strikes you.
Mr. Hutchison. Is Mr. Turner in right now?
Huh. Well, I'm sure part of him is in, ma'am. I'm sure part of him is in the floorboards and the cracks in the walls, and there might be some in his desk. No, ma'am, I'm not quite certain how to tell you this, but Mr. Turner met with a quite terrible end. Not a few days past. I'm afraid...
Quite literally yesterday.
I'm afraid he's no longer with us, ma'am.
She says, that is unfortunate. Whom shall I be conducting business with, then?
Well, I suppose you're looking for me once again. I am to be Mr. Turner's replacement. Why don't we step into... Well, I suppose it's my office now, as I gesture to the office door. And if she follows me, I will do the gentlemanly thing of pulling her chair out for her and really kissing this lady's ass.
She says, well, if you will be taking over the business operations, I am Miss Elizabeth Cartwright, or Madam Cartwright, as they call me, at the Academy. And I had a meeting today to speak with Mr. Turner about the grant for the upcoming semester for the Indian Reform School.
Oof. Oof. Hey, Mon, come back. I need you to shoot another one.
Everyone wants to complain about Mon shooting people until they need someone shot.
Hey, I was all for you shooting the KKK guys.
And I think we'll leave it there for now, as it is about to approach midnight.
What would her actual title be, like headmistress? Or would I not know that yet?
Probably not know that, but she did refer to more Madam Cartwright or Miss Elizabeth Cartwright.
Well, thank you, Silver Bullet. All right.
All right, well, I hope that was a good dive back into things as yet more problems that were relevant to the Great Depression continued to just throw themselves all over you guys.
Vote Kyle for his insane stealth check. Sorry, go ahead.
No. As we're kind of getting back into the steam of things, feel free to take that 1 XP. And go ahead and vote for who you all think, as I'm trying to eliminate my faux Texan accent.
It'll stick with you for a while. I vote for Adam for translating.
Spanglish into Spanish, yeah.
Also, Josh, I'm going to burn 4 XP on that merit, yeah?
Okay. That is 1 vote for Paul.
I'll vote for Charlie for optimizing ass kissing.
I am a she. It is what I do. I weaponize etiquette.
All right, Adam, who are you voting for?
It was a compliment, Charlie.
Oh, I took it as one. Thank you. I'm just saying this is the game plan. I schmooze and I ass kiss, and hopefully at the end of it somebody loses and it's not me.
I vote for Tom for shooting the guy at the right time when it was.
He's like, all right, this man's a rapist.
Yep. Like if anything, I was gonna just grab Tom's gun and shoot him myself, but.
Yeah, that was gonna happen.
But he didn't. But he would have outgunned me.
Yeah, De Soto and his expedition is one of those things where it's a bit of Texan history. They literally basically raped and pillaged their way across the Americas. And when they tried to get back to Mexico City to try to get on a boat back to Spain, multiple tribes, due to all the horrible things they were doing, were basically chasing after them. And so they were like, oh, we really don't know our way around this country. We're going to try to cut through Texas in the middle of the summer to try to make a shortcut back to New Spain. And anybody who's driven across Texas during the summer can tell you what an absolutely idiotic idea that was.
The same as going to Russia in the winter.
Hey, unrelated question. Where the fuck do merits go on this character sheet?
Should be on the second page, isn't it?
I guess I don't have a second page. That's probably why. Okay. I guess it's going under other traits.
Yeah, it's a little weird when people revere him as like the discoverer of the Mississippis and stuff like that. The people he encountered would have a very different opinion of him.
Is it merits and flaws like on the right next to glamour?
You have a different sheet than I do, I think.
Some of you guys are using the official sheet. Some of you guys have the Mr. Gone sheet.
Which Mr. Gone, what a Chad. The whole fucking World of Darkness community owes that guy a friggin' beer each.
What if we all just pitch in to buy him one of those big barrels of whiskey?
We might as well just donate to his Patreon at that point.
All right. Well, is anybody in the chat voting? Because right now you guys
there's
are tied.
a few.
You're telling me I don't have a.
Oh, no worries. Daestra votes Adam since Chaz didn't tip his fedora. I'm sorry to disappoint you. It wasn't a thing yet. Milady was about a couple hundred years out of date. HCG votes Adam for getting Tom to shoot his problems. And Mazzy votes Adam for pawning his problems off onto other players.
I think it was Josh that got me to shoot Adam's problem.
Yeah, he found out the right time when he needed to shoot him.
Alright, I've heard enough. Bang!
It was that your the conquistadors were not good people moment. All right. Well, if that's the case, Adam, you took it running. Mostly for helping to convince Tom to shoot people when he decided he wasn't going to shoot people.
Tom makes his own decisions. I just helped him along.
I was going to say, Mark Zantz has a very similar relationship to Byrick Ash.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm not good at killing people, but my associate here, who has his own will, sometimes I hope I can convince him that the people I want shot are worthy of being shot. With Bilotti.
Yeah. With the big...
Wait a Ventru, by the way.
Huh?
Wait a Ventru, by the way.
Oh.
Like that should get you nominated for Primogen.
If only we didn't kill all of them and establish a new government.
Well, 2004 is a very interesting year for Los Angeles. Put it that way.
As I said, when we get back to Rise of the Free States, I look forward to going head to head with LaCroix.
That's a couple decades off, but I think it'll be interesting. The next one, I have to double check my copy of Los Angeles by Night, but I think the next chapter of Rise of the Free States takes place in '69.
Nice.
I knew it was going to be Tom. I didn't know Josh would follow so closely behind, but I knew Tom.
All right. Well, I hope you guys had a good step back into the Dustbowl.
I did. Thank you,
everybody,
Josh.
for
and thanks for running tonight.
Of course.
I don't think I don't think you get enough credit when you do that, but with all the crap that I have to juggle, it is such a breath of relief when you take over for me. So you are just you're a wonderful ball of kittens, Josh, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Adam, can you change your Twitch name? Or I think you said Wee Warrior was already taken.
I think it was when I did it the first time. I don't know if it's ever
It-
changed
It probably still is, but I mean, you could at least like stick an IE on that bitch. Like at least get the proper number of syllables.
But it's we or or
Yeah,
pizza.
I guess it is. Or do like a YUR, so it's at least phonetically correct.
Make my dyslexia work against myself.
I'm sorry, did you just say let me find a sexy word against myself?
No, it's that's my
Let him
dyslexia.
work his dyslexia against himself.
Oh. I heard something very different. Okay. Thanks for the game, Josh. Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night, everybody.